Hi again. So my name is Max. I'm the founder of Good Crypto and Good Crypto X, or other Good Crypto X that used to be called Good Crypto. I won't spend much time uh, talking about me, but just a quick intro. I started as a management consultant, then spent 10 years in real estate, investment and development, and my latest position before I joined, went down the rabbit hole of crypto. So I was CEO or Chief Executive Officer of the largest Ukrainian real estate development company. But I became so fascinated with crypto back in 2017 that I decided to switch both corporate world or the startup world and the Ukrainian real estate to global crypto. So here we are, right? So we started with crypto as a initially a multi-exchange trading platform for centralized exchanges. As the crypto space developed, we became more and more aware of decentralized exchanges, and from day one, we believed that that's where, like, I think from the launch of Uniswap V2 back where it was 2020 or something like that, we started believing that's where the puck is going and started looking at the decentralized space with the idea of bringing our trading tools that we built for centralized exchanges to DEXs. A year or so ago, we saw a technical opportunity with the appearance of smart contract wallets on EVM chains to actually implement it in the way we wanted it to, namely in a non-custodial fashion, at least on EVMs. Hopefully, on Solana will be non-custodial as well in the coming months, because there are a couple of projects are doing something interesting that probably will allow us that. Anyways, so that's basically in terms of product where we went, and our good token that we will be launching in a couple of weeks from now. That's a logical continuation of our journey. That's something that we planned for quite a while. It kind of evolved with our product as well, and we're very excited to be launching it and hope that it will both boost our exposure in the product, but also give us the opportunity to share back something the value that we're creating, and we called Good Crypto for a reason. So hopefully, Good Token would be one of the ways of giving back to the community. So we're doing it as we see it every day, trying to create the best product that we can and deliver it to you. But I think Good Token would be a next step in that journey. Anyway, so let's maybe move on to answering the questions that you've submitted. Just a quick word on the structure. I'll start with the submitted questions. I kind of tried to group them into topics and basically give you an overview of the topic, and then maybe some specific questions were not covered by the topic or didn't fit there, then I'll address them specifically. Meanwhile, I've created the chat inside our group. As you see, there's pre-TGE AMA live chat. So if you have questions that you haven't submitted previously through our Google Doc form, or you just think of something while listening to me, just drop it to the live chat. I'll keep an eye on it, and if I see something that wasn't addressed otherwise, I would address it live as well. Okay, so first, I guess answering quite a few of the questions that we received. It's a quick overview of the Good Token utility, right, and its place in the ecosystem. So there are four main things that basically make Good Token good, so to say. First and foremost is our revenue sharing program. That's the way of sharing 50% of the entire decentralized exchange revenue that we receive with the holders of the token. I'll go deeper in that a bit later, so just leave it at that. So that's, I think, that's the one. We see it as the major utility and the major driver of future token value. The revenue sharing program, that's one. The second thing is the token burns. So the token has fixed supply, as you know, at 1 billion tokens, but we are committed to reducing that supply over time and make sure that good token is deflationary token. And for that, we will be burning tokens. Basically, burns will happen actually daily. So we'll be spending 10% of the entire revenue that we receive, not only DEX revenue, but also the revenue we get from subscriptions to advanced functionality on centralized exchanges. And we also have other revenue sources. For example, we have fee sharing agreements with some centralized exchanges where we receive part of the trading fees that you guys pay to the exchanges while you trade the good CryptoX. So we'll use a part of that revenue again to buy back and burn tokens. So the DEX revenue burns will happen daily. The tax revenue, so to say, will happen monthly, but over time it will decrease the token entire supply. And as we grow, as we scale, obviously the scale of the buybacks will increase naturally as well. So that's the second thing. The second utility, so to say, or the second feature of the token. The third one is the trading rewards program, something that we initially called, I think, trade mining, but we opted for trading rewards as a clear way to say. So basically, that's the way to incentivize our community to trade more on via our app, right? Both on centralized and decentralized exchanges. So basically, the way it works, we have certain rates. So for certain volume traded on centralized and decentralized exchanges, you'll be getting automatically our good tokens. The more you trade, the more tokens go into your good CryptoX wallet. And that basically kind of is a self-reinforcing kind of flywheel, right? So the more people trade, the higher our revenue is, and then the higher the value of the token is, because basically it means more revenue share per token. So the price of the token hopefully will go up on that. And then in turn, that makes trading rewards more worth it, right? So you'll get more value out of those trading rewards. So that in turn creates an additional incentive to trade even more. And that kind of, this is a spiral that goes up and up and up and up. Basically trade more, token becomes more valuable, means there is more incentives to trade more, people trade more. And so that's kind of the third thingy, right? And the fourth one, but not like it's last but not least, also holding our tokens is the way to create get additional discount for trading fees on decentralized exchanges in our app. And in addition to other ways of buying a subscription or getting higher trading volume and getting higher loyalty program tier, or buying our ultimate NFT, the accumulating the tokens will also provide a way to get a discount on swap fee. And if you hold more of them, the discount will be higher. It's stacked with the existing discount. So that's another reason for people to buy, accumulate, and hold token. So any active trader would quickly discover that it makes a lot of sense to hold those tokens in his or her wallet. So that's an overview. We'll see utility. Let's maybe dive deeper into RevShare program, right? So again, I'll give you an overview. It will answer most of the questions that submitted, and then maybe a couple of questions. I'll go, one by one of them. So for them, rather. So let's look to RevShare. Basically, the idea is we charge swap fee, right, for the all traded volume that traded via good CryptoX on decentralized exchanges. Our base rate is 1%. Given the discounts, the effective rate, it could be oscillating between something, I don't know, maybe like at the moment it's our effective rate is 0.61%, so a bit less than 1%, but it basically can oscillate, between 0.5% and 0.75, depending on their exact composition of traders on that day. So basically, but we will be getting anyway the DEX trading fees, and we'll basically share half of them every day with people who hold good token in their wallets. So the eligibility is simple. You have to hold at least 10,000 good tokens in your Good CryptoX wallet, right? So answering one of the questions, like holding them in self-custody wallets won't work in that regard, right? And specifically, you have to hold them in your Good CryptoX wallet, and then how it will work technically, basically after every 24-hour window, we'll on one hand take our entire DEX swap fees and convert them into one currency. Again, answering one of the questions, it's going to be we'll be converting them at least initially in USDC on Solana. Our token will live on Solana, and that's where revenue share will happen. So we'll convert them to USDC, and basically 50% of those USDC will go to the holders of good tokens, and the 50% will go to our treasury, right? And the way we calculate it, basically we identify all the wallets that hold 10,000 good or more, or held 10,000 good for the last 24 hours. That's our kind of window that we will be rewarding. And then we can calculate total amount of tokens in those wallets, and basically share, divide, the revenue fee that we, the DEX fee that we want to share by the number of tokens which are eligible, and then basically transfer automatically those value those USDC to your wallets. By default, auto compound will be enabled, so that would mean that if you don't turn it off, instead of sending you USDC, we will be automatically buying our good tokens with your revenue share and sending you good tokens instead. If you turn auto compound off, you'll be getting USDC. Revenue share will be delivered automatically every 24 hours to your Good CryptoX Solana wallet. At least that's what we'll start with. Maybe this design will turn out to be suboptimal, then we'll make changes as we go, but those changes will only be done to make sure that everyone is the system works better than it already is. But I think, like, at least we believe that that design is kind of optimal for a start. So that's the RevShare program. So to answer questions which I didn't answer, let me see. So I guess, yeah, auto compounding and the assets that will be shared, I answered that. No self-custody wallets. And yeah, there was a question about staking. We have maybe in the future some ideas for staking, but let's say for now, for the foreseeable future, no staking is required. Like, no staking is on the horizon, so you don't need to stake or lock your good tokens to receive the revenue share. The only requirement is that you hold those tokens for more than 24 hours, or for the entire period for which the reward will be sent. So that's it. Maybe in the future there will be some staking program. We will increase the rev share. We'll see. Like, we're starting without it. Okay. Yeah, I guess that covers the revenue share. Then there was a separate question on how our centralized trading part provides value for the token. I guess I already answered that when I was explaining the burn part. So we will be spending 10% of our revenue that we receive from centralized trading. Mainly there are the subscription payments and the rev share we receive from centralized exchanges. 10% of that will be used directly to burn the token. We'll see. We're committed to giving back, and maybe as we scale and we need less funds to grow, we will be increasing that percentage because I understand that 10% maybe that's not the large percentage, but at least we guarantee that the bare minimum, like the 10% minimum of our entire revenue, will go to the burn. And if we will have the opportunity to increase the percentage, we'll happily do that, because again, we're also holders of the token, and we all benefit from token value creation. Okay, now maybe let's move on to, I guess, tokenomics and this part of token, so to say, economy. So yeah, I guess several questions that needs to be answered here. First, if you haven't seen that yet, so we have our entire tokenomics like detailed, readily available. You can see that summarized either on our dedicated token page on our main website. So I guess it's goodcrypto.app/good-token. Well, you have a direct link from the main page in the header. There is a link to the page, or our now docs, docs.goodcrypto.app. There is a dedicated section covering tokenomics with basically all the charts and numbers. And both on that page and in our docs, there is a link to Google Sheet file with our detailed tokenomics, where basically everything you want to know and see, you'll see there. There's the same file that we're using internally. You'll see the distribution pie chart. You see the release schedule by category, by the by every month. So we'll see exactly how many tokens go where and when, and what how their entire token supply is split, and what are the vesting and the cliffs and the vesting conditions for each category. So if you haven't seen that, I highly advise you to do that. Right. Just to maybe recap a couple or underline a couple of things again, answering a couple of questions that were specifically asked. Vesting will be done obviously on chain, and it will be quite easy checkable. So we'll use Streamflow Finance. Streamflow, I guess it's Streamflow.finance, right? It's I guess leading provider of vesting on Solana. So basically all the vesting contracts will be available there. I believe they even have like a dedicated page for each project, so all our vesting contracts will be seen in one place, and we'll see that vesting is there. You'll be able to check whether the conditions are the same that we need to have according to our tokenomics file, and basically all the distributions and will be seen there as well. So that's one. Second thing to underscore, I guess, with our tokenomics is that we will be launching with a very small market cap. That's our conscious choice, and it comes from both our choice for starting FDV, fully diluted value. So fully diluted value at the start will be 25 million, which is, I guess, very modest given our history and our user base and the real economics and the real product behind the token there. But the market cap initial will be, I think it's 531K, something like that, right? Again, the tokenomics file, it kind of shows that in detail. You can see there the starting token price and then the initial unlocked supply. So yeah, so that's gonna be the market cap, which I think is very modest. So I guess if you didn't have an opportunity to purchase the token in the pre-sales, you are still not late to the party, right? However, we will start with obviously a bit higher price than it used to be with our pre-sales, given our pre-sale participants. We need to make sure that they get a recognition for the risk they took when they believed in us early. But other than that, it's still quite early. So if you believe in us and you believe in the project and the product, you'll still have plenty of opportunity to, let's say, get in on the ground floor, right? Okay, so I guess what else? Here is our team investors unlock structure, schedules, caps, anti-dub safeguards. So yeah, so again, it's kind of clear from tokenomics, but I want to underscore that we have 0 unlocks for insiders in the first 6 months. So neither the team nor our advisors will be getting any tokens in the first 6 months at all. Our investors, both institutional and our users that invested in us, they will have their unlocks. There is some small unlock on the TGE. Then there is, I guess, it's Cliff. It's varies between, I think, 3 months for initial presale, and then I guess 1 month for the latest presale. Again, you can see that all in tokenomics. But other than that, like team won't be getting anything in the first 6 months. So, like, it's obviously a way to underscore again that we are long-term aligned. We don't have, I guess, to persuade anyone that we're here to stay and we won't go into the sunset, right? We've been around since 2019, so obviously we haven't. If we wanted just to create our token and go away, that we would have done it like many times over. Obviously, our main goal is to create a product that people like and people love and use every day, and the token is just a part of that. So anyways, I guess this tokenomics and this vesting schedule aligns and underscores our aligned interests further. Okay, I guess that's all I needed to cover about tokenomics investing. Let's maybe move on to the next one. So next one is the, I guess, airdrop or retro drop and the trading rewards program. So yeah, as we've announced on day one, I guess, when we launched DEX trading, we want to make sure that we reward early adopters of our DEX trading product. So we will make a snapshot at TGE, snapshot of the entire DEX trading volume from the day one we launched our DEX trading in our closed beta program. That was, I guess, late March 2024 or late April, something like that, right? Till the TGE, the entire DEX trading volume will count, and going forward, the trading rewards for that volume would be 1 good per every $100 worth traded on DEX volume. For this airdrop, we are increasing that 5x, so we'll be dropping 5 good tokens for every $100 of DEX trading volume that you've traded with us from day one till TGE, right? Yeah, okay. Why it's Airdrop One? Yeah, I mean, I don't want to pre-announce anything yet, but obviously, yeah, I can guess that after 1 maybe comes, I don't know, what, 2, maybe 3, I don't know. So yeah, so I guess obviously we want to make sure that we keep rewarding the community, and if you still have some time left to make sure that you get decent trading volume on DEXs before we launch and you get to get into Airdrop One, but it doesn't mean that you have to stop trading on day one after we launch token. No, we'll make sure that we find ways to reward the community. There is a reason why we have like 20% of our tokens allocated to ecosystem development, right? So with that in mind, just keep trading. That's all I can say, both on centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges as well. Okay, let's move on to the next topic, which is, I would call it launch and listing, right? There are quite a few pretty technical questions on that. Let's go down basically and address them as well. So, okay, technically, that's one of the latest questions we got. So will the contract address, I guess, CA be announced before or after launch? Yeah, we plan to announce the contract address before the launch. We don't want to create a lot of confusion. Obviously, don't want to encourage scammers and whatnot. So I don't know how many days before, but like sometime before the TGE, not 1 or 2 days, there will be time to make sure that we know the contract address. The contract address will appear. It will be placed. You can see it. You will be able to easily find it in all our public channels, right? So first and foremost on their dedicated good token page. Then there is Telegram channel. Basically, there will be pinned post with that. Obviously, our X account will have it. Our documentation will have it. And just to make sure that there is no trickery about it, if in the unlikely event one of those venues get somehow compromised, just if you want to double check and triple check, all you need to do basically is to check 2 or 3 of the sources I mentioned. Again, it's our dedicated token page on our landing page, their token section of the documentation at docs.goodcrypto.app, our X account, and our Telegram group, our Telegram announcement channels. Yeah, if you see, I don't know, 3 out of those 6 places, you just double check, and there's going to be the contract. So again, contract, the token is launching on Solana, right? So it's going to be a standard SPL Solana token. The contract address will be on Solana. We expect that contract address to be recognizable. I'll leave it as that, right? So we will be launching. So yeah, there on 9th of September. Which venue will create the first pool? It's going to be either Meteor or Radium. Don't know which one for sure. We'll decide it later. And obviously, once we launch, then it become instantly available on Jupiter, right, at aggregation. And as we use Jupiter to route our orders inside the app, so it will be instantly available for trading inside the app as well. So you will be able to buy it either via this exchange interface or via Jupiter's interface or via our app interface. I strongly advise you to use our app for that, because you will be getting trading rewards. And if you've been following our announcements, again, in the trading rewards program, you'll be getting double rewards or good bonus for trading or buying good tokens. So, right, whereas you for just 100 USD of spot trading on DEXs, you'll be getting 1 good token. If you do the same with our good token, then you'll be getting 2 good tokens for every 100 of good token traded. Sorry for the quite elaborate sentence here, but anyway. So yeah, how much has been added to LP? I don't want to commit to definite number several weeks before that, but let's just say the liquidity will be adequate, right? We don't want to encourage our institutional investors by creating too large of a pool at the very start, but we'll make sure that the liquidity is adequate, and the token is liquid, and you'll be able to buy or sell it and trade around it without suffering any kind of slippage or price impact, right? Yeah, so the first, which pairs will be available first, which DEX blockchain? Yeah, blockchain is Solana, DEX is either Radium or Meteor, but doesn't really matter because you will be using either Jupiter interface or good crypto interface with Jupiter aggregation. The first pair, most likely the first pool will be to good USDC, or it's going to be good Sol. We'll see. Most likely it's going to be good USDC, maybe both. But again, it doesn't really matter that much, because using Jupiter's router, it's quite seamless. Wherever token you hold doesn't matter. We'll be able to trade it with good. Okay, tax listings. Look, tax listings, that's something our vision, let's say, that involves. So as you probably know, we have quite elaborate relationships with all the tax exchanges. We support like 30 of them. We have broker agreements with, I guess now it's 17 or 18 of them. So we have very good relations with them. So for us, on one hand, to start with just DEXs and not being on sexes, it kind of looks maybe weird to us, first of all. But then, frankly, we strongly believe that DEXs are where the puck is going. and we want to put, let's say, our money to where our mouth is. Frankly, unfortunately, like we value our relationship, value our partnerships with centralized exchanges very much. We've traded over 5-6 billion of volume on them via the app, but frankly, they have evolved into something that goes against, let's say, the spirit of crypto, if I may be so bold to say it. Crypto is and was always about trying to change the system and avoid the gatekeepers and the rent seekers in a TradFi finance. But what if not gatekeepers and rent seekers are centralized exchanges, or they have become in crypto right now, right? So listing your token on a centralized exchange means now that we will be spending a lot of money that will eventually come out of token sales. Basically, it will go into the pockets of the exchange. A couple of years ago, that made a lot of sense because that was the only way to make sure that your token is liquid, can be traded. But now DEXs are at a point where, frankly, you won't have more friction or more difficulty trading our token on a Solana DEX than on, say, Binance or Bybit or what have you, right? And even if we're talking about futures and leverage, there are plenty now opportunities on the centralized side as well. So yeah, we don't have any different plans for listing on centralized exchanges. I want to be upfront, frank with you. It doesn't mean that we won't be listing there. It probably means that we won't be paying any kind of hefty fee and spending, giving 5% of our supply to exchange just to get a listing there. We don't want this 5% to be dumped on you guys. That's basically the main reason we are not doing that. If any of the centralized exchanges decide that our token is interesting enough to get listed on them, look, we cannot prevent them, right? It's a crypto, it's an open source world. Our token is available. No one prevents them to write a connector and list us on any exchange they want to. If that happens, obviously, we won't be against it, and we can, even if we were, we couldn't do anything against it. But we won't be actively pursuing SEX listings at the very beginning. Again, mostly because we don't want that 5 or 10% of tokens that they require to be dumped on you guys. Unfortunately, centralized exchanges became a kind of exit liquidity for teams and founders, and a graveyard for most of the tokens. We don't want that for our token, right? We would rather be slow and steady, but we want to make sure that our ecosystem grows, the product grows, the usage of the product grows, and the value of the token grows with it. And we've made sure that the value of the token is directly aligned with the ecosystem growth. I guess, okay, I won't be going in circles on that. So yeah, that's what concerns SEX listings. Other chains, yeah, obviously, yeah, we do have plans at some point to expand probably to EVMs. Again, we're same as with supporting the blockchains inside the app. We are looking at where the volume and activity is most of all. So I guess at some point we'll be appearing on Ethereum. We'll be probably appearing on Base. Maybe we'll be appearing on BNB chain as well. Again, if we do that, we'll announce it everywhere. There will be we'll do it through proper channels like Wormhole. So there will be a canonical address, and basically, it will be quite straightforward. So there will be no confusion around it, right? It will be canonical address where Wormhole will be recognized by all the token trackers, and obviously we'll make sure that our official channels have that as well. Okay, but we'll start with Solana. Obviously, I guess that's the best place to start for many reasons right now, and we'll see how it goes. We're open to anything really. Okay, what else? Where else? Yeah, the vision, the product features, the flywheel. Okay, there are quite a few questions on where are we going, right? What's going to happen next after the launch? Look, again, if you we try to explain our vision as directly as we can. So if you look at our token page or you're looking at our documentation, so we have this, so what we call token flywheel, right? So basically, we see our ecosystem growth as a spiral, right? It's not a circle, but it's 2D. But if it was 3D, it would have been a spiral, right, going up, up, up in circles and up, and with each circle being higher. And basically, what basically drives that flywheel, first and foremost, are new features, right? So as we add new features, new functionalities to the app, be it DEX futures or new bots or new blockchains or new manual trading tools, or just in general, better trading interface. So that would mean more interest and more volume, and that would mean more DEX revenue. That would mean more revenue share per token, more burns. That would mean, in turn, higher token price, higher demand for tokens, and higher token price would mean more valuable trading rewards, which again encourages people to trade more. And basically, this is the circle, and with each new bot, each new feature, let's say that the circle goes one spiral level up, so to say. I'm not sure I'm explaining that perfectly. Sorry, I'm not a native English speaker, so maybe that's not the best way to describe it. But I guess you get it, right? If you look at the flywheel, you'll see it. So yeah. So for us, in terms of product, we're just getting started, right? So if you have seen, probably our initial roadmap is mostly trying to take our existing tools, trading tools that we've already created for centralized exchanges, and adapt them for decentralized exchanges. And we're just, in the middle of the process. So we have most of our manual orders and manual trading capabilities already on DEXs as well. We've got the DCA bot, but obviously there is more to add from our existing functionality on the centralized exchanges side, but also there will be several unique trading features which are only possible and make sense on decentralized trading as well. So I won't go into detail on all the things that we want to implement. Maybe just the key ones that will probably happen the next, say, 6 months, and that I believe personally will have the biggest impact. So I guess a biggest impact for me being more usage, more trading volume, more interest to the app, and then this flywheel goes from there. More DEX revenue, more revenue share per token, and so on and so forth. So I guess the first thing is we want to bring DEX futures to the app. We've already started working on that. Most likely, our first integration will be Hyperliquid. We used to, actually, a couple of years ago, we used to support DYDX version 3, and some older users still remember. Unfortunately, that was sunsetted, and before, I won't go into the reasons why we're not supporting that yet, but we don't support it at the moment. We will be at some point. So again, we'll dive into DEX futures with Hyperliquid. Then most likely, Jupyter perps at some point. They will implement the API for that. We'll add it as well. And I guess all the other popular decentralized futures exchanges. I don't know. I don't want to name names because I cannot guarantee you that they will be integrated 100% in the next 6 months. But I'll say on top of mind, I don't know, Apex Omni, GMX, what else is there, right? So anything that is actually popular and has an API so we can actually connect to it, it's going to be in the app, right? And two things to understand about the DEX futures that we'll be integrating. First, from day one, they will benefit from all our centralized exchange functionality. So as those DEX futures exchanges, they have kind of somehow resemble from user experience centralized exchanges, and also for us as an integrators, they have most of them, at least the ones that will be integrating, they provide an API. So for example, if you integrate Hyperliquid from day one, it will not only have the GCA bot, but it will have the grid bot, the Infinity Trailing bot. So basically, it will live, so to say, in our centralized interface, and all the grid bot will work there day one. Second thing, we will apply to DEX futures the same fee model as we now apply for DEX spot, for DEX AMM exchanges. So it'll be a base fee. Obviously, it won't be 1% for futures, right? It's going to be different, and all the discounts and what have you will be applied as well. But for us, it will mean basically a new revenue stream, which we believe maybe will exceed several times the spot trading on DEXs, because at least for centralized exchanges, right, I had our futures volume is several times higher than the spot volume, so we would expect that to happen on DEXs as well, right? So that's one. Second, we really truly bring in finally the Gem Sniper bot, the trading bot for that, or trading mode for the Gem Sniper bot. That's something that's been in kind of testing mode for, unfortunately, I'm afraid to say, over a year now. It just happened that we, had other priorities, but we are now actually working on it. So hopefully, either together with DEX futures launch, or maybe a bit earlier, a bit later, but that's something that we're already working on. So Gem Sniper bot full trading mode for that will come quite soon. That's something specific to DEXs, right? That's not, but actually, well, maybe next step will be to bring that Gem Sniper bot to centralized exchanges as well, but that will be first launch on DEXs. We'll be bringing our grid bot to DEXs for sure, not only as a centralized grid bot on Hyperliquid, but specifically into our existing trading DEX trading interface. So alongside the DC DEX DCA, there will be DEX grid bot as well. For that, we will be implementing also true limit orders protocols. So now what we call our limit orders actually essentially a stop market orders, right? It's a swap that triggers at a certain price. But there is a way to create true limit orders that execute at a certain price for sure, both on Solana with Jupiter and now on EVMs as we switch to 1inch. They also have their limit orders protocol, so we'll have limit orders, and the grid bot will utilize those limit orders to make sure that would make sense on DEXs. There will be a trading view strategy bot. We now have TradingView webhooks, but these are not, they're one-off alerts can be used for that. But if you have a TradingView strategy that meets full trading commands, say buy this coin or this amount, go short or long, then close, that's not something that we currently support neither on CEXes or on DEXs. That's something that we'll first launch on DEXs and then expand on CEXes as well. There will be copy trading for sure. There will be a SOS bot. That's basically the ability to, with one click, to sell your entire holdings with one transaction into stables and buy it back if you want to. If you see that the market is dumping, basically you just click one button, your portfolio turns into stables, and then you buy everything back with just one click after that. Again, that will first launch on DEXs, and then we'll expand to centralized exchanges as well. A lot more things are planned, but these are the ones that I can kind of say that we will be implementing in the near future. Each of them will, hopefully increase our DEX volume several times. Okay, so these are kind of the product. Long term, yeah, I will be missed if I don't mention that. Long term, we want to evolve into something which is called good protocols. We want to become 100% decentralized, right? So that would mean that now the trading logic is handled by our servers, right? Our service ingests centralized market data. They execute all the orders according to rules that are basically coded into our servers, right? Instead of that, each, say, bot or an order will live as a separate smart contract on blockchain. It's the same idea. It will have all the trading logic built in. For that, we need non-custodial trading, and on EVMs, we already have that. On Solana, we will have that hopefully in the next 6 to 12 months. Market data is available on-chain as well, so it will be ingested from on-chain oracles. So hopefully, I don't want to put any time frame on that, but that's our ultimate goal. We want to transition, become fully decentralized eventually, and turn into good protocol. And obviously, the good token will be a central part of that protocol, and hopefully the value that accrues to the protocol, most of it will accrue to token. And frankly, if I were to compare, or to forecast, the amount of value it will accrue with our current protocol with good protocol, obviously, good protocol, that's something that could, as a, blockchain native protocol, that's something that could create a lot more value than in our existing product. So yeah, so we have our work cut out for us, and we have the vision. We just need to execute against it, and hopefully the good token will be good for all of us, right? Yeah, so I've been taking your time for quite a while now. Oh, 45 minutes. Okay, guys, I think I've answered most of the questions that I've gotten. Yeah, obviously, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover today, and I hope I answered like at least most of the questions that were asked. Just to maybe to recap, just to maybe recap, we or maybe not recap, just to address some of the things that our existing users and our early backers were asking for a long time, like why don't you launch sooner? So as I was saying previously a couple of times, we were looking for two things. We wanted to make sure that our product is in the right place, like we wanted to launch with half-baked product and get new people in the community that will come with the token and see that the product is not there the level that we'd expect, and we'll just waste that effort. So we now, like, though our product is still very early, as I explained, we have a lot more things to develop, but I think it's good enough, at least for new users to see some value in it and stay with us, and kind of has some unique features that make sure that people use us. So the product is in the right place. That's one, and then the market should be also in the right place, right? And no one knows. Obviously, a lot can happen overnight in crypto, but at least the general direction, I think, is right. And we hope that we are launching the right moment. Again, it's not about the particular day of the launch, or whether Bitcoin this week goes up or down 10, even 20% for that regard. But we have vesting contracts for 2 and 3 years, like all our early backers have 2 years contract. We have, as a team, we have a 3-year vesting. So obviously, good protocol won't be happening this year as well, maybe not even next year. So yeah, we're long-term oriented, and we believe now the market, at least we have sufficient belief into the market, and that will go in the right direction from there. So yeah, so thanks for tuning in. I hope it was useful. We will be probably holding another AMA, probably in X spaces, like maybe a couple of days before the TGE. There will be a token contract already there. Probably the vesting contracts already will be live as well. So yeah, so yeah, maybe there will be some more technical things that will be needed to address by that time. So yeah, well, anyway, even between those AMAs, we're always there for you. We might not be answering your queries in Telegram or next like right away, but we try to make sure that every question gets answered, and answered, like every person that needs help gets it. Okay, again, thank you all for tuning in. We're very excited for this next chapter in our journey, and we're super excited and super happy to have you with us on that journey as well. Thank you, guys, and bye.